What is up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. This is Native Nomads, and today we are going to be discussing why I believe, in my personal opinion, that the Subaru Outback Wilderness is the perfect vehicle for a photographer. Now, before we get started today, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video and every single video you will see on the channel, and that is Adventure Rig Shop. AdventureRigShop.com is where you can purchase pretty much every single thing that we talk about on this channel directly from Adventure Rig Shop. I will put the link in the description as well as a discount code for you to save 5% at checkout. So if you're new here, I want to say thank you for stopping by. Thank you for choosing to watch today's video. And if you would like, there are a lot of videos on the channel that are about a bunch of different vehicles. We've been building vehicles here on the channel for quite some time, and this video today is kind of directed towards what I feel a lot of people who drive this vehicle have a desire to do or are actively participating in the hobby or the professional aspect of photography. Now, we got our vehicle just about 2 years ago, and we have done everything under the sun to make it as capable of as we could to tackle some of the toughest trails around. Well, since then, we have backed that down, and now we are using this vehicle for more of a stealth photography storm chasing vehicle. I just got back from a 3,000 mile, 2,500 mile storm chase across the plains, and that vehicle, the Subaru Outback Wilderness, performed absolutely perfect. And that is one reason why I felt while I was driving home, I was thinking about this video, because I have taken this car a lot of places. I have done a lot of photography with it. We have shot a lot of videos pertaining to the Subaru Outback Wilderness. And if you're looking for content that is about the Outback Wilderness, or you have a question, or you're looking to add a modification, it's probably here. We have done a lot, and since we have just backed it down, and we're going to use it for a more reasonable purpose in the things that we like to do. Now, as an aspiring videographer and photographer, filmmaker, YouTube person, I have kind of come to a weird realization, and this is off topic slightly, but for the people that come to the channel religiously and have been here for a while, this is more directed at you. If you're not here very often and you don't really plan to be here again, you can kind of skip past this point. But over the next couple of months, probably September or sometime in October, I'm gonna be taking a break from making videos like this. And the reason for that is because I want to get better at the things that I enjoy doing. I've always wanted to make a documentary. I don't plan to do that right away, but I do plan on taking some courses, editing courses, as well as filmmaking courses, photography classes, and going out in the field and exploring with people that have a vast amount of knowledge. I don't ever necessarily want this to be my job, not YouTube be my job, but I do love working with the camera, and I would love to work with the camera in a more professional environment with more professional people that have the skills and talent that I am trying to achieve, because every single week showing up to do 1 or 2 YouTube videos takes a lot of time. And it kind of takes away from me having the time and the ability to focus on just getting better at what I like to do. So with all that being said, there is now a join button that is down probably around this box around my silly looking face right now. And if you press the join button, it gives you an opportunity to support that growth. When I take a break and I stop creating videos like this for a while, I will be doing videos regularly just for members and just for people who have chose to join and that are interested in my personal growth as a photographer, a filmmaker, a videographer, a YouTuber, all of that stuff. And there are people out there that would love to be a part of that journey. And if you are interested in being a part of that journey, you can press the join button down below. It's $10 a month, and all of the stuff that I'm going to put there is going to be exclusive to you guys. It's going to be pictures, it's going to be videos, it's going to be short form content, and it's going to be places I've been, places I'm going, ways that we can connect and meet up and spend time together, like exploring being creative in a community. That's something I've always wanted to do, but it's impossible for me to do all the things that I have to do for my daily life to support my hobbies. And this show up every single week to do 1 or 2 videos and also get better at the craft that I'm very interested in. And if you join that, it will help me along in that process, and all of those funds will be spent directly for courses, classes, and new experiences that are going to help me grow and help make this channel better. Okay, that's it. So let's talk about why this vehicle is the best for photographers, in my humble opinion. So reason number 1 why I think this vehicle is perfect for photographers is the fact that it's nimble and it's fast. For a station wagon, you might call it an SUV. It's definitely a station wagon, but whatever. It is very nimble and very fast. And the reason I bring this up is because we were just recently, like I said, chasing storms in the plains, and we were dodging 3.5-inch hailstones. If you guys have never put yourself in front of a storm, A, it's kind of silly to do, but B, the photography is just unbelievable and the experience is absolutely incredible. It is so calm. It is so peaceful. Even though it is a very sketchy situation, the peace and tranquility that comes with watching this monster creation of Mother Earth just come over you, it's unbelievable. But we had to dodge 3.5-inch hailstones, and we were ducking and diving between these storms, and the turbo, the 2.4 liter turbo that the Subaru Outback Wilderness has, gets you where you need to go in a hurry. It is not a sports car, but it is probably much faster than any other station wagon on the market, and it allows you to get where you need to go or get out of a situation as quickly as possible. And for me, that was one thing that I was thinking about as we were ducking through this death trap of hail. It is incredible to have a vehicle that can get me through this stuff and get me through it quickly. So the speed and the responsiveness of this vehicle is probably why I would say number 1 reason this is perfect for anybody who's a photographer. Reason number 2, in my opinion, is that it is capable enough to get you through an unexpected situation. So again, if you've never watched the channel, there are tons of videos on the channel of me taking this Subaru Outback Wilderness into places and exploring those places in more of an overland style type of way. Well, the vehicle is not the most capable vehicle, and if you've watched any of the videos, you know that I kind of came to that realization, but the capability it has can get you out of a situation that you did not expect to find yourself in. Another perfect example, we were just chasing, like I said, and we were going down this back dirt road in Kansas. It had rained at some point in the day. I did not expect this road to turn into a mud bog, but it looked like hardpack, and we were cruising down the road. It looked like it was hardpack, and all of a sudden it turned to mud, and I just had to keep the pedal to the metal, and we were fishtailing all over the road, and it was probably 3/4 of a mile. We could see the stop sign we needed to get to. 3/4 of a mile of just fishtailing around, and we finally made it through. And I just don't think a lot of vehicles have that capability. If this was a 2-wheel drive car, we'd probably still be sitting there. There was no getting out of the situation if you got stuck because nobody was around. I mean, we were in the middle of absolute nowhere. If you've never traveled the middle of nowhere, Kansas, trust me when I tell you there is nothing around. And this vehicle is capable enough, even on rocky terrain or mountainous terrain, to get you to the places that you need to get to. It's not going to be the most capable, but it's capable enough for 99% of people who are looking to push it a little bit further for that epic landscape shot. Number 3 would be gas mileage. If you're a photographer and you travel long distances like most of us do to get to a location or a specific spot where you intend to shoot, you want to do that with good gas mileage. I don't get the greatest gas mileage because we do have a 2-inch Ironman lift on the vehicle, as well as a roof rack, and all of these little things add up at the end. On this last trip, we did 2,500 miles, and we averaged about 19.2 miles per gallon for 2,500 miles. Now, that was a lot of pedal to the floor type of situations, because when you're somewhere and you need to get somewhere very quickly, chasing storms gives you you have a very small amount of time that you can use to get in position again. So you're kind of just always bouncing around and you're going fast repetitively. So the gas mileage on this vehicle, even if it is 19 or 21 or 22, I don't know what you get in your Subaru Outback Wilderness or your current vehicle. I would love to know. So leave that information in the comments, just because I'm always interested to hear with different configurations what people get gas mileage wise. But it gets really good gas mileage. So and you only have to put 87 in it. Not that 87 is cheap these days, but it's much cheaper than premium. Number 4, some people may refute this, but I would probably disagree with them in a pretty drastic way, is its comfort. We drive this vehicle. I mean, we put 2,500 miles on it this trip. We did another storm chasing trip and a trip through Moab about 4 weeks ago, and that was another 3,000 miles from California to Utah, down to New Mexico, over to Texas, up to Kansas, back to Ohio. I mean, it was a long trip, but the car is extremely comfortable. And my buddy Andrew, who's also a photographer, he's a bigger guy than me, and he still finds the vehicle extremely comfortable. He's probably 6'1" and weighs slightly more than I do, and he loves riding in that car. So the comfort the car provides on long adventures or long distance trips is something that I haven't found in any other car that I've built so far. Definitely not my Jeeps. The Lexus GX 460 is very comfortable, but it also takes premium gas and it doesn't get the best gas mileage, so it's not ideal for that situation. But its comfort is something that I am incredibly impressed with, especially for the price of the vehicle. While we're on the topic of comfort and seats, reason number 5 would be the all-weather floor mats and the waterproof seats. Again, storm chasing, I'm just using this because it happens to be extremely relevant right now, and I'm sorry if you're tired of hearing about it, but we did get some really epic shots. So I'm happy about that. But the weatherproof seats and the all-weather mats, they come standard in the vehicle, and we have been completely soaked getting back in the car. That's what you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to get wet. My goal every storm chase is not to get wet. But if you do get wet and you get back in your car, then your seats are going to be completely fine. And not a lot of vehicles like the GX. I know Jeeps have a more weather resistant type of seating, but these seats are absolutely perfect for people who really push the limits and get back in their car soaking wet and don't want to have a bunch of ruined seats or a moldy smell in their car after it's been sitting in the sun for an entire day. So that is something definitely to consider when you're thinking about using this vehicle for the reasons we use it for, or whatever you use it for. Having all-weather mats come standard, as well as completely weatherproof seats, it's awesome. It is super helpful, and it is something that I would have overlooked had I never had that type of experience with this car. Now, this is a big one. Number 6 is a really big one, especially for me. You have tons of storage in this vehicle. Behind the seats, you have a ton of storage. So usually I always travel with a refrigerator. The perfect refrigerator for this vehicle is not the one I'm currently using. It is the one I have just ordered from Adventure Rig Shop, and that is the Dometic CFX 45. Right now, I have the Dometic CFX 55 DZ, which just means it's a dual zone. It has a front and back compartment, and one can be a freezer. And that's a little bit big for this vehicle. It fits perfectly, but it does limit your cargo space. And generally, if it's just me and a buddy or myself and my wife, we don't need to have that much storage space for a refrigerator. So the Dometic CFX 45 is literally perfect for the rear of this vehicle, because then you have tons more space to the right-hand side or left-hand side, however your configuration is set up. But that storage space option and just having that storage space is awesome. So I generally carry one of 2 bags, depending upon the type of situation I'm going to be in and depending upon what I'm shooting for. I have the Peter McKinnon bag. Peter McKinnon's the GOAT. And then I have an Atlas pack. And my Atlas pack is like, if I'm going to be hiking landscape, trying to get deep into the woods on foot, I'm always going to take my Atlas pack. It has a hip belt. It's super comfortable. I'll leave the link to the Atlas pack in the description if you've never heard of them. They're completely indestructible, lifetime warranty. If something breaks, you send it back to them. Either they fix it or they give you a brand new pack. They're all handmade They're definitely on the pricier side, but when the cost of the gear that you have in that bag, you need that bag to be completely weatherproof and completely sealed and rock solid, because that is far more important than how much the bag costs at the end of the day. If your gear is ruined, completely different. But I carry one of those two bags all the time. This trip, I had the McKinnon bag. So I had a McKinnon bag. My buddy has a bag. We have both of our suitcases, our clothes. We have the refrigerator. I always carry a power station with me. I don't know why, just kind of a weird thing to do. Plus I have my tools in the back. All of it fits absolutely perfectly with the seats up and still have plenty of space in the back seats. So that is something to consider, the cargo space in this vehicle and the payload and what you're able to carry or even tow. If you tow a teardrop trailer, there's a lot of good reasons to use this car for the purpose of photography. So this is a fun one. This number 7 is a fun one because I've done all of these things and I think it's cool to do. It's pretty modifiable. There is a decent amount of aftermarket support for the Subaru Outback world. And if you have specific needs or specific requirements for a vehicle that it doesn't come standard, generally, and 9 times out of 10, you can find an aftermarket part that will fit your needs for your Subaru Outback Wilderness. Obviously, we've done a ton of modifications to ours over the years, and it has still performed extremely well with all of those modifications. A 2-inch lift for us was very important, and even now, I'm really happy that I have it, and I'm not going to be using it in hardcore off-road situations, but having a little bit extra ground clearance definitely has saved me many times. And underbody protection, roof racks, there's the list goes on, but it has decent aftermarket support if there are some things that you want or need to tweak to meet your needs. Number 8 is the last one today. I don't know if I said there was 10, there's only 8, but either way, number 8 is the fact that you can sleep 2 adults in this vehicle if you need to. So we use X-Peds. If you're not familiar with X-Peds, they're just inflatable, insulated sleeping mats. And we use them in our iCamper on the GX. We have a big one, like a Mega Mat Duo, and then a Mega Mat Single. The Mega Mat Single and Duo both fit into the back of the Outback Wilderness. Obviously, you can't have them both in there at the same time. But for me, personally, when I go one-man style, I sleep in the back of the Outback Wilderness on the single X-Ped Mega Mat. My refrigerator and all my gear is on the driver's side. I'm on the passenger side, and I sleep perfectly. So you have the opportunity to still sleep in this car and keep it stealth. You don't need a rooftop tent. You don't need to carry a teardrop, or you could just pack a tent and then do it that way. But still, setting up a tent every night sometimes becomes exhausting, especially if you're super tired and you just want to crash out, or you want to take a nap because it's been a long day, or you were up early shooting sunrise. There's a lot of reasons why I think that there's a lot of value in sleeping in the back of your car. And I can guarantee if you're watching this and you're a hardcore photographer, you've slept in the back of your car at some point, either to get a shot or to get to the next place early in the morning, whatever it is. We have all done it, and this vehicle gives you that opportunity, and you can still have all of your gear in there and not have to worry about moving stuff around too much. You could even keep the X-Ped laid out the entire day and just leave it in there. So when you're done for the day, you could just pop back in there and take a nap or go to sleep. You don't have to roll all this stuff up. There's really that much space in the back of this car. Okay, so that is it for me. I hope that you agree with me on some of this stuff. I would also hope that for all of you people who have been here for a long time, who have supported the channel and have helped us grow up until this point, that you would consider joining the membership package and giving us an opportunity to take a break, kind of hone our skills and come back better than ever. But the Subaru Outback Wilderness for us has done just about everything I could imagine it doing, and I don't get paid by Subaru. I have no vested interest in you purchasing a Subaru Outback Wilderness. I wish I did. That would be awesome. Subaru, if you want to pay me for referrals, that would be cool. But that's besides the point. It's just a car that is really rock solid. I know there's a lot of questions about the CVT. I haven't had my issues myself, and I've done a lot to this car, so maybe it's situational. I'm not entirely sure, but I appreciate you deciding to watch this video today. If you are not a subscriber, I would urge you to subscribe to the channel and come along for more adventures. A lot of the behind the scenes in videography and filmmaking and photography stuff will be on not YouTube, Instagram Threads. I'm not a Twitter guy, never have been. But Instagram Threads is where there's going to be a lot more of this kind of stuff, the video stuff, the photography stuff, the filmmaking stuff. But nothing will change on the channel for the time being as we kind of go through the next couple of months to get all the content out that we have planned. And then we're going to take a little bit of a break and go practice and get better. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.